We are live. Hello, everyone watching on Twitch and listening in the future to our podcast. This is TV&D. It's the role-playing show where we play classic dungeon crawls as classic TV casts. I'm Brian. I'm the game master here, of course, with Carolyn Page, Eli Uden, and Tony Wilson.
I'm the girl one.
Carolyn, can I just introduce you now as and the girl?
And the girl one.
Welcome to session 2 of our Frasier campaign. We have turned Frasier, Niles, and Martin Crane into elves and sent them into a magical mega dungeon, and we'll find out what happens next. Also, a big thank you to all of our subscribers. We really appreciate your support. If you subscribe during the show, we will be sure to shout you out at some point before we wrap up tonight. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Great.
My mic is broken.
Oh,
Do you hear
jeez.
that? My mic is broken.
We're just finding this out
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we didn't discuss it at length before the show at all. Everyone's very surprised.
Tony lives inside a Faraday cage, and it makes everything very difficult. There's no technology.
You wouldn't believe it. I am cursed when it comes to electronics, and I didn't touch my mic at all since last week, and it just stopped working entirely on every computer in the house.
Oh.
I'll get a new one. I'll get a better one. I'll get one even better than the one that I had before this one, which is not very good. So how about that?
Is a
How many
Faraday
mics can I get
cage-
through?
Is a Faraday cage like where there's something that doesn't allow any technology inside of it?
It's any sort of electronic, like, communication
Dampening.
can't get in or out.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's a cool term. And
Yeah.
that's your vocabulary word for the day on TV&D.
Faraday cage.
Faraday cage.
Yeah.
Just a shout out real quick. Amy Ability and Matt Mitchell both subbed. Thank you so much. Matt Mitchell's got 7 months. Currently on a
Wow.
4-month streak. And Amy is celebrating her 3rd trimester with 9 months as a subscriber. So thank you, both of you, and all of our subscribers. We love you more than our own mothers. And watching watchers, I'll thank him later with a kiss on the cheek.
as God intended.
Yeah.
Real fast, would you guys mind reminding everyone of your characters? Eli, who are you?
I'm Frasier, the main guy from Frasier. I have a famous mind medicine newsletter across the country.
Scroll. Mind medicine scroll.
Mind medicine news, news scroll. I'm a high elf fighter, and I'm here in this dungeon with my brother Niles and my father Martin, and I couldn't be happier about it.
Tony, who are you?
I'm Niles Frasier, the skinny one, the high elf magic boy who has sent us on this quest to find this mythical wine deep within the mines of Meguffia that will grant us passage into high society. And I imagine that, like, passage into high society is something like entering the halls of Valhalla. You know, it is in itself like a
You will die.
kind of like transcendental act, and is not actually, yes, and then we'll die too. But this is no trip to the local winery or whatever, something like that he would say. I don't know. And this would all be so much better if my mic worked, guys.
You know what? I think if it was any better, I would be knocked on the floor, unable to speak. So if anything, I'm glad that it's been contained. Carolyn, who are you?
I am Martin. Not Martin, an old man's voice. I'm an old man. I'm a former ranger of the woodlands. I was retired after I took a goblin arrow to the knee, to the leg. So I've got a dwarven leg brace, which impedes my movement, but I'm always accompanied by my loyal canine companion, Eddie, the dog. As a ranger, he's my little familiar mutt boy.
And being a dire Jack Russell Terrier.
He's a dire Jack Russell Terrier. So
I
he's like
think
a
I
bigger
remember.
than normal Jack Russell Terrier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, gang. We got a hype train.
Oh, baby.
man.
Love a hype train.
Choo-choo.
So when we last left our heroes, Niles has brought his brother Frasier and father Martin to the mines of Montgolfier in search of a bottle of wine allegedly vinified by the gods themselves, hoping that it grants him a ticket into city high society that he so desperately wants. Last week, they visited the Forge of the Mapsmith, hoping to find this legendary dwarf who will make a map to all the various treasures in this dungeon. Unfortunately, when they arrived, the Mapsmith informed them that his hammer was stolen by Agog the Goblin King, and he cannot forge maps until it's been returned. The heroes have agreed to locate Agog's lair and bring the Mapsmith back his hammer.
I like that we're leaning into forging metal maps. Just
Yeah,
the most
baby.
inconvenient possible adventuring accessory.
I
Taking
like
up a lot
it.
of space, adding a lot of weight.
They're magic. They're
Um,
thin metal.
They're a very fine foil.
Yeah, a fine
that's
foil.
it. It's,
So they're light, but they tear super easily. You got to be
Yeah.
really careful.
and chewing on them will hurt your feelings. So we catch up with our characters deep within the mines of Montgolfier in search of Agog, the Goblin King's lair. You're moving through this dark passage, cavern-like walls, dirt floor. What is it like for our two fancy boys in this dark, dingy, torchlit cavern hall?
I go, are you sure
Well-
this wine isn't the cask of Amontillado, Niles? We'll be entrapped in here.
And to Niles, who is out of earshot because he's trying to tie bags around his shoes so that they don't get mud on them. They're grocery bags from whatever like a Gelson's style market would be in
Gelson.
TV&D.
Gelson.
Gelson. It's French.
I don't
That's
think-
how it becomes fantasy. Is being a little bit French.
There
I
you
don't
go.
think they would even reach a level of I think in the fantasy setting, a supermarket would be like the greatest trove of all time. Like it would be, you know.
That's true. So like throughout most of human history, a supermarket was kind of like what you worked your whole life to like
Yeah,
amass.
a supermarket would be controlled by like a horrific ruler, like a despot that refuses to share food with the rest of the kingdom. They'd have
Honestly,
to free it.
I love it. Oh, we should do a Supermart or whatever that fucking show is.
'Cause
Anyways.
you're such a big fan.
It sounds like you love it.
Anyways, Martin looks back at his two Nancy boys and traipsing through the mud and goes, "Come on, who cares about the wine? There better be cheese there. I'm starving."
Big cheese guy.
And then just like motions for them to come on.
So you proceed down this cavern, and the path splits, continuing up to the north into the darkness, or cutting to the east, where Martin, the ranger, you're the first one to notice on the ground there appear to be large, like drag marks, in the dirt heading in that direction.
And we're looking, are they marks that look like they could have been made by a large hammer, perhaps?
Unsure. It's very broad. Probably not. Not any hammer that you're picturing.
I got you, Eli.
Yeah, it's A to C thinking. It's just it's really enjoyable.
A
A large pool of blood, the kind of blood that would come out of a hammer, maybe.
I think seeing this dragon thing, I think Martin wants to go north. He's kind of a path of least resistance guy, so he wants to avoid this.
Yeah, I mean, Niles kind of like dry gags at the sight of physical exertion. So
Great.
Frasier, once again,
Yeah.
it's up to you. Which way do we go?
Well, it's not up to you. You're going north, so I'll follow Martin. I'll be like, two great adventurers, scared of nothing, I see.
Great. So the northern passage leads into this tiny cove that I'll show you if Roll20 would decide to agree with me and let me reveal the area on the map. There we are.
It did.
It did.
It heard me. So the northern passage leads to this tiny cove that is filled with these
Mushrooms.
tiny twisting red, purple, and yellow mushrooms growing out of the floor, the ground, maybe even all the way up to the ceiling. What you also notice is a signpost directly in front of you, hastily carved into the wood, just says, "Do not eat."
Well, I mean,
Niles is looking through the mushrooms excitedly, giddy, just saying, why, I'm feeling awful lot like a truffle hog today, expecting everyone to, agree.
Niles,
Obviously.
control your desire for the taste of umami for 1 second, please. The fabled
Martin-
sixth taste.
Martin picks up Eddie to make sure that he doesn't taste any of the mushrooms, eat any of the mushrooms.
I want to make sure everyone knows that I'm skipping through the mushrooms while doing this.
Actually, can I use my ranger skills to just do like a perception check on these mushrooms?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your wisdom for me.
Okie dokie. Let me see. Let me get this up. Oh yeah, we can roll on the character
Just
sheet.
the character sheet will do it for you.
Wow. Wisdom, you say?
Yes, please.
A fabled wisdom. Boop.
Not great.
That is a so we like to roll under wisdom for ability
Oh,
checks.
right.
So an 8 is good. Martin, you know that these are pretty common cavern mushrooms that are like deeply poisonous.
Okay. Boys, don't
just
eat these.
Save
These-
versus poison or die.
These mushrooms are extremely poisonous. And I don't know, umami, your mommy would not want you eating these mushrooms at all. So let's go back the other way. We'll go follow that hammer trail.
I think
can't-
I'm
I
just
can't do
I'm just
Martin's
deciding
voice.
right now.
I'm
I
sorry.
think if
I don't know.
it's save versus poison, if you fail, you die. And even if you succeed, you're shitting your pants for like the rest of the day.
We're not gonna eat the mushrooms, Brian.
I'm not eating them.
Why?
I mean, I feel like these mushrooms, this is me kind of getting into the meta text here, are here for a reason. And obviously we're not going to eat them, but maybe one of us should take some of them with us. And so as the resident truffle hog, I think Niles takes a mushroom just in case, because who could resist such sumptuous fungi? And he, thinks that maybe they could trick an enemy into eating one if it comes to it.
That's
They're,
smart.
they're poisonous, Niles. What are you going to make murder chow mein back at the apartment?
Martin
Well, I just might.
Martin takes Niles aside and just looks him in the eyes. It takes him, kind of brings him in close, real heart to heart, and says, "Niles, you're my son, and I love you. And you've done a lot of work on your self-confidence, but you gotta stop referring to yourself as a truffle hog. It's not good for your self-esteem." And then he just pats him on the cheek, and then heads off, and then goes back and heads down that trail.
Truffalog has a skill. I'd say he's just a regular pig.
Great. So Martin leads the way down the eastern passage. Let's see. Martin's going first. Eddie behind. Niles and Frasier tagging along.
Anyone for a drag race?
Shut up, Frasier.
Yeah.
Niles pretends to play along and goes vroom vroom and pretends to ride a motorcycle because he doesn't actually know what a drag race is.
I get really into it now, and now I want to beat Niles at the drag race. Two can play at that game. Motorcycle has no torque, quick acceleration, but no top speed.
So, Brian, Niles, and Frasier run down this dangerous cavern hall.
Yeah.
And Niles and Frasier, of course, pretending about motorcycles and drag races because they're big fans of the fantasy in their world show, Regular World and Dungeons, which is this show, but talking about our world. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying?
It makes a little sense.
Okay. Well, the audience gets it, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to watch the VOD.
Loving it.
I have to watch the
Yeah,
VOD. Go back.
whatever like the equivalent of James Joyce's in this world talks a lot about motorcycles, whatever those are. So it's a very cultured thing to know what the fantasy vehicle, the motorcycle is.
Right.
So Niles and Frasier go vroom vrooming around the cavern, taking the bend. Let's see. You should both make dex checks and see who wins as you round the corner.
To not spin out. Right. Who you wanna go, Tony? Make your dex check?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I'm gonna roll for my dex, and that's a 4, and my dex is 12. So under is good, right?
Under is good. Niles's fake motorcycle was pretty impressive.
Oh, good cornering. You say. Come on. Oh, I'm 1 over. Dex.
Frasier, what happened?
Yes.
I've built up so much momentum because I'm in plate mail that I can't like really stop it that quickly. So I think I definitely like glance off the rocks very loudly. Like I don't like smack into the wall, but I like definitely kind of bounce off of it a little bit.
Big clang.
Yeah.
Well, as you
Who knows how to ride a hog now?
my-
Looks like the truffle hog does.
My clavicle.
As you come to, you can see around the corner, only a little ways away, there are 3 creatures, 2 goblins and a bugbear. The bugbear
Bugbear.
is, and bugbears are these like large, goblinoid, like, I don't know, I want to say like 6 feet, pure muscle, hairy, with like these big goblin faces. And then the 2 regular old 4 foot tall green pumpkin headed goblins. And the bugbear is instructing the goblins, managing, if you will, as they exert a lot of effort into pushing a large crate through this cavern.
I thought it was a square dinghy, but it's a crate. Also, before you said the goblin face thing, you were gonna be like 6 feet tall, hairy, and I'd be like me. But then you said goblin face, and I was like, I don't want to be a goblin face.
Oh, you're a very handsome boy.
Very
I
handsome
know.
boy.
But this bugbear is not. So they, despite Frasier nearly hitting the wall and this a motorcycle race gone awry, they are so preoccupied by pushing this large crate that they don't seem to notice you. What do you do?
Niles, silent. Even after I've just made like a huge noise, they'll hear you.
Niles starts making quieter motorcycle noises. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Martin slaps his hand over his mouth and kind of sneaks up. Martin thinks that the hammer is probably inside this crate. So I don't know. Do you guys think we should talk to them, or
Are you asking
Shoot
Frasier
first.
and Niles? Or are you asking?
I'm asking
Yeah.
Frasier and Niall.
He's your son. You know his name.
So I also have
Frasier will be like, what do you think they're gonna talk about? What do you think me and Niles have to talk about with them?
That's a good point. I'll go in for the surprise attack.
You think they've been reading the Paris Review, which exists in this world as some version? Also, I'm gonna grab water because my throat is scratchy.
Also, we should do Emily Goes to Paris because that show was not good.
Excuse me, Emily in Paris?
Emily in Paris. Not Emily Goes to Paris. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I would like to sneak up to this closest goblin and try and surprise attack him and slit his throat.
Sure. I like that. Let's see. Roll a d6.
Okay.
And you want to roll a 1 or 2 to be able to kind of sneak up behind this goblin.
Okay. I have a 3 in 6 chance of going unnoticed when sneaking up on a target. If the
Okay, even
stranger
better,
goes
yeah.
unnoticed, the target may be surprised. So 3.
Great.
1, 2,
So it's
3.
1, 2, 3. Yes.
Okay, let's go. Oh, well, that's as
Uh-oh.
worst as it could have gone.
Uh-oh.
A 6.
So
I rolled a 6. Hello, podcast listeners.
sneak
Oh.
sneak up behind this goblin. How do you reveal yourself to the goblin by accident?
I'm sneaking, and then I go into a deep crouch, but I forget that I have this dwarven leg
Yeah.
brace on, and so when I pop up, it like makes a really loud springing noise.
Okay, so the goblins turn around. The bugbears the goblins. Let's do this legit. Let me make a reaction roll for the goblins.
And then
Yeah. Frasier will be
Martin
like,
pops up and goes, "Hello, boys."
Frasier goes, Dad, I think you might be more of a frontal assault sort of fighter these days.
I'll assault your frontal. I'm not asking for notes.
I like
Um,
Rico.
I rolled a 10 for the goblin reaction roll, which is indifferent and uninterested. So the goblins they're pushing this crate, and they see Martin behind them, and they just go, "You mind? We're working here, huh?"
You
Oh, sorry.
you boys
Go ahead.
you boys look pretty tired. What you hauling there?
Yeah, we're goblins. We stole stuff from elsewhere in the dungeon, and we collected it all into this crate, and we're bringing it back up to our bus.
Cool.
Excuse me, do you not see 3 adventurers here, one in glittering plate mail and a large sword? Do you not feel threatened? Not even a little bit?
The goblin looks you up and down and goes, you know.
Oh, you'll pay for that! You'll pay dearly. All my life I've been classified as a limp-wristed intellectual. I'll show you. I will like to attack the goblin.
Great.
Whoa!
Yeah.
He's going straight for it.
Yeah.
Something's happening.
Season 2
I was just
Eli
going to
is a
use
lot like
EXP to see if he was lying, but no, this is good. Let's go for murder.
I'm very he's hurt my confidence. My ego is just like, it's like a water balloon. It's can barely. I guess that's not a great metaphor. Let's attack. Let's go do the attack.
Great.
Tell me more about this water balloon.
I was gonna say the merest prick will cause it to rupture, but then I don't know. I overthought it.
Go ahead and make your attack roll, Eli.
All right, I get a +0 to this.
Oh no.
Keep that in mind. Worst fighter, 17.
Hey.
Is this still
great.
how it works, or is this a low roll too?
Nope. This is up. So that's good. They have an AC of 13, so you hit. What does the attack look like? And roll your damage.
I do like the most like it's an attack that makes it clear that like I do have sword fighting experience. As we discussed before, I took fencing in my fantasy prep school, but like it also makes it clear that this is like not my life at all. Like it's like a whirling attack that's just like completely practically useless, but because I'm surprised it works. And then I do 1d8. Get ready.
Yes.
Little man, huh? 2. So it doesn't do a lot of damage because this is mostly it's like dressage for sword fighting, you know? It's like that thing they do where they spin guns in the army, and it's like it's not for no one's doing that. No one's hitting the ground with the boots running and doing gun flips.
But the goblins are pretty like low HP monsters. So you've still done a pretty hefty you've given him a pretty hefty wound.
Yeah.
And he's just like no.
Oh, bested by a. Perhaps you should stop reading this book by its cover.
Does somebody else want to go? You guys
book.
have initiative.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the goblin nearest me that I sprung up on. Actually, I'm gonna take a shot at the bugbear and try to smack him in his head with my arrow.
You unfortunately lost your bow in the
that's
woods last time.
right. That's right. I will try.
You fell in the river and lost your bow.
Do you remember that?
I'm
Dad,
old. I'm
he
not that
actually
old.
reaches for this. I'm like, Dad, your bow was in the river. You fell. Remember again the leg. I feel like you're relying a lot on the leg. Having a little bit of phantom limb problems going on here.
Criminy. which is a classic fantasy phrase, then I would like to stab this goblin in the fucking throat.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay, that's just a d20, right?
Yeah, you can also next on your character sheet, next to the weapon, there should be a little D20 icon, and you can just roll that.
Oh, la 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 la. Let me bring that up next to the weapon. Oh yeah, okay. So the sword, bing bong, bing bong. Oh fuck, it was so close to being a 19, but it's a 3 and a 3.
So unfortunately, Martin, what does your miss look like against this bleeding solitary goblin who just got stabbed?
I reach for the sword and then try and like hold it like a bow and like draw it back and then realize that it's a sword and then kind of fumble, and now I think I'm having a little like dementia. I don't know. I'm not rolling. I'm not rolling.
I'll say to Niles, I'm like, Niles, do you still have that pamphlet? Father may be struggling.
Niles just pats his chest pocket where he's kept it. Looks by.
Guys, what's the name of the fantasy elderly living home?
Yeah, chat, please let us know what the
Yeah.
fantasy
Something like my head immediately went to something with like sage wisdom.
Oh, it's gotta be like the golden girls are like these golden angels that have like a realm just for old people where they like take care of them.
Elysian Fields. Something.
That's good.
Yeah.
For
retired warriors, Elysian Fields.
Yeah.
It is Niles' turn to do battle.
Yes.
So he gets really rigid. You know, his back springs very upright. Having seen his brother do violence upon this goblin in the most horrible way, this is the first time that they've hurt any living creature with more than just words. So I typically would use magic in this situation, but I think playing my character correctly, the situation gets the better of me, and I also just run with a dagger hoisted high above my head and start stabbing with my eyes shut at this little goblin.
Great. Go ahead and roll for me.
We'll see what the brothers Crane have to say about you, goblin! I have rolled a 15 and what appears to be a 4.
Niles, please describe murdering this goblin.
Oh, I mean, Niles just like has the knife hoisted high above his head and just goes, take that and that and that, and he's just stabbing, but like kind of for too long. It's kind of gross. Like he's taking that for a while, so to speak. And after a while, he kind of like stops still with the head turned, squints an eye open to like see whether he's even hit the goblin to begin with, and then just immediately vomits, having seen what he's done to this living being. Just disgusting stream of vomit that bursts forth from his mouth. He tries to keep it in with a delicate finger.
I have to stop Niles because he's going so overboard. And I'm like, good God, Niles. A little technique.
I'm going to let
Niles
this bugbear...
immediately tries to like take ownership over this moment and say, well, now then, brother, think about that next time you say that I have no follow through. And
I also think you got a little bit of your own potion on your dress. I guess, what does he wear? Wizard robes?
I'm going to let the bugbear make a morale check real fast, and it will continue fighting. So he... The goblin climbs. The goblin on the other side of the crate, like hoists himself up onto it, takes his spear and throws it at Frasier.
Well, in the picture, he's clearly holding a little bendy sword, so I disagree with this. Tired.
Yeah, he can chuck a little bendy
correct.
sword at him, but
he only rolled a 6. So the spear just goes stinks into the dirt by Frasier's feet, and it's like,
does Eddie get an attack?
Eddie, you can just re-roll a missed attack roll.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
The bugbear begins marching towards Martin, but he can't quite reach. So he's just lumbering towards you, picking up speed, getting ready to just clobber you with his giant fists. It is your turn again.
I'll go ahead.
No, you go, Frasier.
I will defend
My
my
son.
father, but in a mean way. So I'll be, can't you see the man's practically a statue? And I'll charge at the bugbear.
Hey.
Great. Go ahead and make an attack roll, Eli.
Let's go. D20. Yeah. 7. Not great.
Its AC is unfortunately 15. Do you miss or do you like hit it and it doesn't do anything?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like it just like very casually blocks my sword because I begin doing like a very exaggerated movement. Like
Right.
this is designed to like get points from judges, not to win a sword fight. Like,
Well, you got points from me, brother. Excellent form. Just
point to
like in the
you.
academy.
He's using Niles. He's using an illegal technique.
Niles is aghast. Oh!
Martin's gonna take a stab at that bugbear. After.
Great. So Frasier has like leapt in front of you. It was ineffectual against the bugbear, and you are going to move past Frasier and get a shot in.
Yeah, if ideally I'd like to tell Frasier to duck and have him crouch down and me swing and try and lop the bugbear's head off.
Okay.
So if spatially that would work, that's what I would like to do.
Yeah. Great. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. Frasier, duck.
I'll be like, goose. What? Oh, and then I duck.
7 and 7 again.
I think once again, as you swing, you get a little bit of like the top of Frasier's hair.
Yeah.
What's left of it?
Yeah, and it just goes flying down slowly, but like comes just short of the bugbear's neck.
Yeah, and I go,
You turned season 1 Frasier into season 4 Frasier.
my beautiful hair.
Sorry, Frasier. No, you don't have a lot of that left. Ha ha ha. And then Marty has a good like laugh to himself for dunking on his son's like insecurities.
Blame
fucked up
your
show.
blame your father and his genetics. Is that how it works? What's the?
I think it's your mom's.
Yeah.
Blame your mother. May she rest in peace, or whatever. I don't know if she's dead or what. I think she's dead in the show.
Yeah,
Right?
she's definitely dead.
Yeah,
She's
cool.
dead.
Cool,
Niles,
cool.
what up?
Niles looks down at his hands soaked in blood and vomit and has the realization, I am Niles Crane, a murdering machine of motorcycles. And, he's like hyping himself up. He's very excited. And hiya! Remembering his spells, he casts, can I cast Charm Person on a bugbear?
Normally, yes, but you guys are kind of already battling.
Because we're already
Oh,
in
okay.
combat.
Yeah,
That's-
you know what?
In
I'll
that
let him
case-
I can let him make a save.
I'm
Okay,
changing my move, and I'm just going
Okay.
to cast Magic Missile directly at Adam's apple.
Great.
Shatter's
Great. So that
windpipe.
hits it hits unerringly. So go ahead and roll
Yeah.
a d6 plus 1.
You better believe it. Let me get my d6. Oh, baby, that's a 1 plus 1.
So you hit the bugbear for 2 damage. This glittering purple missile flies through the air, hits him in the neck, and like he chokes a little bit. He steps back, holding his neck, but is unfortunately still a very large monster in melee range of all of you, and still in pretty
Having
good health.
seen this happen and like how it didn't slow down this monster at all, Niles is like, of course, maybe I don't like motorcycles and murder that much. In fact, maybe I'll just... And he begins to back away.
Niles, you spineless jelly. You ooze.
So Frasier is the one in melee range. So what the bugbear is going to do is he is going to grab for Frasier's leg, hoping to like crush him or like basically like Hulk style throw him against the crate.
Okay, he's 6 feet tall. He's not.
He's very strong.
I'm
He's
in
very
plate
strong.
mail. All right, we'll
He's
see.
a bugbear.
Frasier, what's your AC?
16.
So
Problem,
he
bugbear?
no, unfortunately, he does hit. I'm gonna say he doesn't. You are in fact in plate mail, so you're a little heavier than he thought. But you do hit the ground and take 4 damage.
All right. Oh.
Eli's pissed. Yeah, argue with the DM for the first time. Let's
no,
just make
because
this.
I just was disappointed because there's clearly a plus to his attack that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
I got excited by the die. Hey, it's
Tony's
a
got a
tail.
cat tail.
Tony's got a tail.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has a. Let me see, a +2 to his base attack.
Oh,
Base attack bonus.
he's got me by the ankle.
Let's see. This other goblin is going to get a running start on this crate. Is going to run across it and leap towards Martin with a sword. It's like,
Ah.
or he's only got a knife, not a sword.
Uh-oh.
And that is a 17. That's probably going to hit you, Martin, and that's going to deal 4 damage.
Yeah, my AC is only 13, so I'll take the 4
So you've got
damage.
a goblin hanging from your chest, a knife in your sternum.
Oh.
And
Ow.
it is your turn.
I take 4 damage, right?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, what has happened since last round as far as damage goes? Because Niles took a pretty good beating, but then am I up to full again after?
Everyone
pretty
started
sure,
this session full HP.
Okay, yeah, I think I mainlined some like foie gras or something that Frasier had too.
Right.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
some
All right.
charcuterie that you had. Has Martin got hit twice? When did he get hit?
No, he only took damage once.
Yeah, that was my first damage taking.
Okay, you should be at
I've just
20 then, right? Not 16.
Yes. Oh, sorry, Carolyn. I already took that damage out for you.
Oh.
I'm no mathmans, but all right. I'll try to bring. I'm getting like knocked around, right? But he's got me by the ankle. Can I just try to two-hand, like just literally try to chop his arm off that he's holding me with?
This
Yeah, make the roll with advantage.
Yeah, and I'll go.
'cause
Whether
you're
it
so
works
close.
or not, I'll go. Unhand me. And then I've got what? What did you say?
Make the attack roll with advantage.
Okay, if you insist. 11. That's not enough. Come
not
on.
enough.
Second roll. 18. Get him.
Yeah. Fuck it. The arm comes clean off.
Oh, should I roll damage as well?
Yeah, with a D8.
Yeah.
8.
Whoa.
There you go,
So his
baby.
arm does come off.
The arm
better
comes
believe
off,
it.
and that'll kill him.
Yeah, you know how many arteries in there? Lots. At least one.
The bugbear stumbles off, armless, blood spurting out everywhere, onto the crate, onto the cave floor, onto the wall, and then you see him like begin to turn pale and
I'm
just
just
flop
trying
over
not
into
to
the
get the
dirt.
blood on me though. I'm like, ah.
Niles shouts like, "Don't mess with the brother's and then just like barfs in the middle of his taunt.
Niles, be a man. And then in the middle of saying man, I see get blood like right in my mouth, and I start like,
this last goblin just immediately like drops the sword and puts his hands up like, I'm good.
that's right, knave.
I attack him too.
Niles,
I don't care.
the rules of
Niles-
war.
You can just kill this
Niles
goblin.
is
You wanna roll?
reinvigorated. No, I want to roll.
Okay.
It's gonna be good. I'm just gonna like try and stab him in the like Adam's apple.
Okay,
with
if
my,
you succeed,
with my
you
little
kill him.
dagger.
If you fail, he runs away into the darkness.
Okay, I've rolled, and it is a 13 and a 1.
I'm not sure if that hits. It does. It does. It does.
Yay.
Yeah,
Niles,
it's a
that was
1, so I imagine it's a pretty like shallow wound. So maybe we could just leave him to slowly die with a hole in his neck.
I'm not gonna let him
No.
slowly die.
No.
Like,
Martin,
Niles, he was a
Martin's
surrendering. What's Martin doing?
Martin's
now
gonna,
he'll surrender to mortality.
Martin's gonna behead the goblin and then look at Niles and be like, "We gotta have a talk
Yeah.
about that. I don't know if Geneva conventions exist
Yeah.
in this world, but what you did was very not cool."
You've been reading too much about Kissinger, Niles. War criminal.
Great. So, dead goblin bodies everywhere. They're covered in blood. You're covered in blood. The crate they were pushing is covered in blood. What do you do?
Open the crate.
Yeah.
So you managed to
Let's
pry.
open it.
You managed to pry open the crate, and it's actually filled with like gold and jewels and like goblets, and a whole
there a-
bunch of collected goblin treasure.
Oh, is there a bow in there? Like a bow and arrow bow?
You know what? Sure, there is a ornate bone bow
Cool. Martin's gonna take that.
with
Thank you.
some cool skulls, and there is also, and we have to do a poll for this. There is a magic wand with 3 charges of a spell of chat's choice. I'm gonna start that poll right now.
Ooh,
Meanwhile,
chat.
I'd like to take
Niles looks at all the treasure and just says something like, "Well, again, proof if we needed it that wealth and taste are not the same." And kind of like scoffs at some of the gaudy goblets.
yeah. Stuff that they thought was valuable. I'll take whatever the most tasteful piece of treasure is. There's just an Ames chair in there. Like, oh. Some
Martin
very
is
fancy piece.
stuffing his pockets full of gold and like rubies and whatever. He's trying to like teach Eddie to put them in his mouth. And like he's tying little saddle bags on the side of Eddie so he can carry more gold.
So, does this wand have 3 charges of invisibility, giant form, or toss salad and scrambled eggs?
Is that
And he also
It just-
Here's a fun fact about the Twitch poll. You cannot put something with toss salad in it.
really?
this has happened to us before.
Tease out.
And Eddie certainly takes a bone out of the crate, right? Non.
Straight up, content does
Yeah.
not meet guidelines.
Yeah. Just say salad.
Toss salad. Yeah, just say salad. Toss salad is for ass eating, which
Yes.
is not. Why is that? How is that offensive?
It's inappropriate, I think, is what they're saying.
That's a beautiful thing. Nothing
Well,
more beautiful than
Make it
eating
up
ass.
for Twitch.
I will.
I think even if it's a beautiful thing, doing polls about it is not as beautiful. You're just doing
Titties or boobies? There's
Yeah, I think
your
they're
poll.
just saying it shouldn't be trivialized, you know?
It should be given the respect. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a solemn act.
All right, poll is going. So as we'll let chat vote on that, but if you continue up towards the this passage that now turns toward the north, it opens up into this much larger cavern.
Oh.
The floor is these stone stairs lead up to this like much more solid rock formation. And let's see this. So this large cavern is filled with more crates and barrels. Clearly stuff the goblins have dragged here. And there is a large square metal like elevator, kind of like you'd see in a mine shaft.
Oh.
And a lever that clearly will send this up into the darkness.
Oh. I'm gonna open the barrels and the crates.
Great. So you spend some time like opening up the crates, and you get hit with the smell of like rotting fruit, old fish, a couple more general like coins and trinkets. It's there's a lot of stuff, but nothing notable.
Okay.
Does anyone else, when they hear trinket, just imagine like a tiny little wooden rocking horse?
I heard the word rocking horse.
Yeah, I also heard the word tiny rocking horse.
Yeah, that's what a trinket is.
No, I
That's
mean,
right.
you're,
That's exactly what
we
the
just
trinket
part of
is.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what the trinket is.
no, we
the
just can't
tiny
hear you
rocking
very well.
horse?
You're like roboting. But
Yeah, I got a bad mic, guys.
So what's next?
So what's next is I think we go up the elevator.
Also, the clear winner, this magic wand that anyone can cast has 3 charges of tossed salad and scrambled eggs. I don't know what that means. We'll figure it out.
Oh, it's calling again.
Okay, so you all are gonna pile into this like shaky metal elevator cage
Can
and hit the
I?
lever.
Yes, but for flavor, can I just retcon this that like Frasier sees this wand and like something really resonates with him and this wand, and he does feel called by the tossed salad and scrambled eggs wand?
Yeah. Doesn't he sing that song? Isn't that Frasier's voice?
Yeah.
It is.
That is-
Kelsey Grammer, famous cokehead and songster.
What a weird guy and a weird decision for them to have made for that show. I'll be like, well, if no one else wants the wand, I'll tuck it away. My plate mail or something.
Great. So, you pile into this creaky elevator cage, hit the lever, and it slowly begins to ascend into the darkness. The sound of like gears crunching on gears and a chain being pulled up the cavern wall. And
Martin takes that time to tell Frasier that your mother always thought you would be a battle mage, so I'm glad you found a wand. You're halfway there, son.
You find yourselves in the elevator comes to a stop at the top of this like cavern with a giant like what's the word I'm looking for? Crevice in the middle. Just a hole that goes all the way down to where you came from.
Some would say that's the opposite of a plinth.
The opposite of a plinth. A long, hard drop.
Yeah.
You come out. The cage brings you to the southern side of the crevice, and you can see that just ahead of you to the south, the cavern continues, but there seems to be like a wooden barricade put up, like sort of like spiked posts on like a rack, clearly meant to ward off entry. To the north, on the other side of the crevice, the cavern also continues into the darkness.
Can we hear everything's silent from both directions? Can we hear anything?
If you really listen, let's see. Make a wisdom
we're
check
really
for me.
listening.
Yeah. All our power.
Go ahead, Cave. I'm listening.
Okay, let me find this and roll this, and that's an 18, baby.
That you needed a lower roll for that one.
Oh, that's bad. I did bad.
You can just everything like you can hear the echoing of this elevator as it like took you up, and like this chain is swinging, these the gears like being like. It's this machine is pretty old and seems like it'll fall apart upon another usage. But unfortunately, no sounds that really help you.
I'll just
Well, boys, there's no way down except for through.
I'll point to the barricade that's just designed to pour people in. I'm like, one doesn't lock an empty safe, if you know what I mean. And I like go over it. Can I just? I mean, is there any reason I can't just try to take this thing apart?
No. If you spend a little time, it's actually like you can, if you're careful, move it to the side.
Yeah. Do that or just cut the bindings on it or something.
Yeah.
Kind of disable it.
Martin's gonna do that, but he's gonna order the boys to do it, and he's just gonna watch and sit down.
That kind of doing.
Yeah,
The best kind.
that's my favorite kind.
So you dismantle this barricade and are able to step into this stone dungeon room that like opens up to the cavern. There are more crates and barrels and like stolen goods here, and you can hear just faintly as you step into the room to the west. You can hear the faint sound of snoring. To
Quiet,
the
Niles.
west. To the west,
Niles is like breathing heavily in some weird way. That sounds exactly like snoring. And then when he stops, we still hear the snoring in the distance.
To the west, there is a dropped portcullis, sort of like those like castle iron bars.
Mm.
And that is blocking the way. Just beyond it, on the other side, shrouded in darkness, is a goblin, like leaned up against the wall, clearly asleep, just loud. Just
Is he
cartoon
blowing
snoring.
a feather up and down?
Yes.
Every time? Okay, good.
And you can see just beyond him is clearly the lever mechanism that opens up the portcullis.
Oh, there's no keys
Uh,
on his belt or something.
No, there is a lever.
All right. So
Can
here's...
we cut to Martin, who looks normal, cut to Frasier, who looks normal, and then cut to Niles, who's dramatically underlit as he deals with the reflection of the snoring goblin in his eyes?
So they'll be like, well, the lever's on that side. We have to make him come to us. And what, Niles, my fellow mind barber, what have we come up with for psychiatrist? What is a greater motivation than human rage or goblin rage? We just need to goad him sufficiently to make him irresistible to attack us and punish us for the horrible things we've said to him. And he'll open up the portcullis and charge.
I have a spell that we could just like lure him to do our bidding, but I like this, because like I really want to shout some really cutting insults at this goblin, so let's go for it.
Not everything can be
Let's
solved with
try-
spells.
Let's try Niles' plan first, and then if that doesn't work, we can try your plan.
I
Hey,
sulk.
Frasier?
Frasier sulks in the corner.
Come on, let your little brother have a shot.
Oh, go ahead, Niles. Use your
Okay, so
magic.
Niles
Try
is
to
going
keep the
to-
charcuterie down this time.
Am I able to cast then, Brian, charm person on a sleeping creature?
Actually,
would like
that's
to-
actually a great question.
Rule
I
judge.
don't see why not, but let me. Humanoid creature, they have to save? You know
I'm
what?
gonna go get some water.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Yes, you can cast it on a sleeping creature.
Okay, speaking of sleeping creatures, I think that while Carolyn's away, like Martin nodded off. He's like old man. So, like he found a rock that looks kind of like a recliner, and he leaned back and is just snoring.
Yes, of course.
Okay, I want to charm this person, aka Goblin.
Good day, Niles.
Should I just roll this bad boy?
There's
Is that a
nothing
thing?
to
I don't have anything to
roll.
roll. No.
There's nothing to roll. Let's see. He gets to make a spell save. And I'll let him take it with I'll make him take it with disadvantage because he is sleeping. Let's see. Spell save. He failed. So what does it look like when you cast Charm Person on a sleeping goblin?
It's a real stupid spell. It's a very like Fantasia-esque, like Mickey Mouse casting a spell, but it's Niles looking very serious, of course, almost like a conductor with his hair flopping. But the words are, of course, just wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey, move to lever and pull it, takey. And everyone's kind of, I think Martin probably face palms when it doesn't rhyme at the end, and Frasier just looks disappointed.
The goblins, beady little green eyelids open up, and he's a little groggy from his little nappy poo, and looks to you and is like, "What's up, buddy? Buddy, yeah."
Yes, it is I, a friend, similar to you, horrible and green. Would you do such a kindness and open this gate for us with that lever?
You know, I can't think of any reason why I wouldn't do that for my buddy. And he. So the goblin picks himself up, makes his way over to the lever, pulls it, and slowly the portcullis rises.
I'd like to charge the goblin and stab him in the Adam's apple with my knife.
Wow. Season 2 Tony's a lot like season 1 Carolyn, and I like it.
This is just Niles. I'm giving Niles an arc. He needs something. Without Daphne around, like, what does this character have to do? If he can't, if he's not horny, he's violent. How about that?
Wow.
Great. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right. Where did my little dagger go?
That was a real hot take about how society perceives the American male there, Tony.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, he's the ideal American male, Niles. That's a 19 and 1 again.
Just enough to aggro him.
So, are you like pinning him down with the knife, even though he's still alive?
Yeah, I leap on him and I just I poked the knife like a little bit into his Adam's apple, but it's not very deep. You know, it's enough to open wind, but it's not enough to kill him.
What?
Now, that same snoring sound comes back, but it's now him trying to breathe with his neck hole, and then pan up and Niles is also making the same snoring noises before, but it's him struggling with the goblin. It's a comedic moment.
So
Frasier says,
I see even your magic relationships go the same way as your real life ones.
Good one, Frage. Fuck you, Niles.
So
Niles turns with his dagger and said, I wish I had this from Maris.
Martin takes a step back. He's a little scared.
Yeah.
Go on,
you
Niles.
next, old man.
This is your mess. Clean it up. I'm not helping him.
Do your worst, Brian. Then Niles would like to continue stabbing this Adam's apple with a knife.
Martin's gonna try and behead this goblin also.
Great. Just to be clear, the goblin's screams are echoing through the chamber.
Yeah, for sure.
Through the hall. And you can hear some commotion coming from just beyond. So Martin, go ahead and make an attack roll against this goblin. Do it with advantage since Niles hasn't pinned.
Next time, why don't you ring the doorbell, Niles?
I'm gonna try and behead him. It's a 9 and a 2.
It's you take it with advantage.
Oh, la 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 la. Well. 10 and a 7.
Unfortunately, Niles is keeps getting himself in the way, and you just can't get a good enough beheading position on this goblin.
Can I? Eddie's gonna come. I'd like to use Eddie to reroll this attack. Eddie's gonna come and just try and fucking rip the goblin's throat out.
Great,
it's
go
brutal,
for it.
But he's a dire wolf.
Oh,
Jack
Niles, your family becoming entangled in your personal problems. Who could have seen this coming?
Eddie does hit. Eddie sinks his teeth into the goblin's throat, and there is a wet gurgle as goblin guts get spilled all out everywhere.
I rolled a 15.
I knew you had a use, I say to Eddie.
Eddie barks and licks some blood off his maw.
That's one of those little turns and kind of mugs at the camera.
Yeah.
However, unfortunately, the door just beyond this hall swings open, and first come the goblin dogs, barking and snarling, out clearly just running down the stairs, meeting you in the hall, and just immediately in attack mode. Let's see.
They're wargs, Brian?
They are. Official D&D language of goblin dog.
I got a warg right there. Look at that. It's right there.
Whoa. Cool guy.
Cool guy.
So this one of the goblin dogs is going to come lunging for Niles.
Niles tries to kind of fall back and have it land right onto the dagger. Probably in the soft chest area. That's what I'm thinking.
You know what? It rolled a natural 1. I'll allow it.
Woo!
Sink your teeth on this.
However, the second one is going to come snarling. It gets a running jump. Fangs bared. Comes lunging for Martin.
Yeah, Martin's got his sword in his hands from trying to kill the other goblin, so he's just gonna try and also impale.
Oh no.
Oh no!
This one unfortunately crits.
Rolled a nat 20.
So
Oh my
let's
God.
see. You're only gonna take 2 damage, which isn't that bad. But it definitely hit. And I'm
Oh
gonna
my
say this
God.
goblin dog like has your scent and is entirely will not stop until it kills you.
Okay,
I'll
great.
Okay, I'll wait until I turn.
It is now your turn.
I'll slash at the back of the. I'll protect my dad. I'm not. I don't. Niles caused his own fucking thing, but I'll attack the war. I'll slash at the back of the warg that's on Martin.
Does
Great.
this count as a new combat encounter?
Yes.
Okay, because I can re-roll. I can do Eddie's power every combat encounter.
Yes.
So.
Great. So Frasier comes up to defend Martin from the warg. Go ahead and make an attack roll, Eli.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, that is a 7.
What happens?
I guess I just kind of clang off of it, or just like I don't judge the swing well enough, so I hit the corner of the wall when I'm trying to do like a big, another big demonstrative swing, and I clip off the wall and just kind of clang back. Niles, help our dad.
Well, now, I suppose I could help. Maybe I could serve up some treats. I pulled the mushroom that I took earlier, and I want to shove it right down that doggy's throat.
Yeah, make a dex check for me.
You got to put it in some peanut butter.
I've rolled my dex. I rolled a 6, which is under my dex of 12. So that's good, right?
That's good.
How do you
so
feel
Niles...
about prosthetic hands, Niles?
So Niles, you just take the goblin dog's jaw, mushroom in one hand, just shove it in and drop it.
Yeah, I kind of like drop kick the dog back away. It looks very goofy though.
The goblin dog, like as it has this mushroom shoved in down its throat, its little beady yellow eyes go wide, the pupils go small, and it just conks over dead. And shits itself a lot.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for. The corpse is on the ground being propelled slowly by the shit as it
oh my God.
It's like a balloon letting out air slowly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a science project hovercraft where you take like a little piece of plastic and a balloon kind of gets it to scoot across the ground.
But we can't have a
Guys,
poll that says toss salad.
Right?
Yeah, that's gross, dude. Don't say that again in front of me. I'm gonna barf if you say that. Don't. Yeah, Niles is now very proud of himself. He turns to his father and he turns to his brother, and he just tilts his chin up too high. It like clearly hurts his neck a little bit, and he pretends it doesn't as he struts further down the hallway, which, unbeknownst to Niles, but unbeknownst to me, who can see the map, is a bad idea.
I mean, Niles has to be covered in it, right?
Oh,
Absolutely
dog shit and vomit and blood, all of it. Yeah.
You can just see his wild eyes beneath the mug.
I love this real character arc for Niles. Martin's gonna get in position behind Niles with his bow ready to shoot at whatever comes out next.
Great. So you take a moment and you're waiting, and it's very clear they're waiting you out as well.
Frontlining, Niles, with your magic.
Oh, Martin's gonna take a gem. He's like, watch this. We used to do this back in the Ranger Woodland Corps. And he's gonna take a gem and try and chuck it against the back wall and have it like ricochet into the room to like entice them to come out. Just to see if that like makes them move or anything.
Yeah, let me roll a d6 here.
The Hitman technique.
Exactly.
Okay, so one is gonna poke his head out, like spear first, and kind of like gets a look. He's got a
A
spear.
large red exclamation point appears above his head.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a shot at his head right away.
Hell yeah, do it.
Okay. Let's shoot this goblin's head, baby. Chappy with me. Let's go. Rolling now. Fuck. That's a natural one. That's called a
Did you just
natty
ask
one.
Chappy for help?
Chat.
Oh, okay. You said chat
Chappy?
be with me. I said Chappy with me, like Chappy,
Like
the
like
robot from the movie.
the robot. Yeah, from
Yeah.
the fighting movie, which I've never seen.
I don't even think it's a
The
fighting
goblin-
movie. I think it's just a weird Chappy movie.
No, he's a boxing movie, right?
You're
is it-
thinking
No,
of
he's
Real
thinking of
Steel.
Real Steel. But Chappie does fight. Chappie uses guns. He's one of those robots who uses guns.
Oh,
Guys,
yeah.
A gun robot.
I don't know what you're talking about anymore. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, we'll get back to you rolling a natural one then.
Yeah. Oh no.
The goblin like sees the arrow, doesn't wait for it. Literally, by the time the arrow strikes the back wall, the goblin's just gone from the corner. However, you can hear him shouting in Goblin, which Frasier, you know Hobgoblin, right?
Yeah.
He's essentially yelling some version of "boss, boss," and "kill them, kill them."
Well, prepare yourselves. Niles, I think it's time for you to decide whether you truly want to be the tip of this spear.
They're gonna learn the meaning of just the tip in a minute if I'm the only one who goes in there. That's a stretch, but we'll go for it.
I'll enjoy your
let's
half
see.
of the inheritance.
Can I try the exact same maneuver that Martin just tried and throw a gem in the middle of the room?
I don't think they're gonna fall for that again.
I don't know. They seem pretty stupid to have fallen for it the first time when they were already waiting us out. So, Brian, I do it regardless.
Your gem hits the back wall, but fool me once.
I keep waiting.
They keep waiting.
I have something called infravision.
You have
That just
infrared
means you can see in the
goggles?
dark.
Oh, that's not helpful.
No.
Well,
Were you hoping
Niles?
for like laser eyes?
So I'm kind of thinking that if we can like smoke them out, maybe. Like I have 3 oil flasks and Fenton steel and some rope. So I'm thinking that we could make some Molotov cocktails and try and yeet them into the room. I'd like to try and do that. I say, wait, we did this in the Wood Elves Ranger Corps, and I fashioned 3 Molotov cocktails, and I'd like to hand them maybe to someone who's got a little more dex than me to just go up and like.
I'm not
yeet
touching
and-
anything you've crafted until I'm sure it's not going to explode.
Okay, I'll do it then. So I'm gonna go as quick as I can, run up the stairs, and just chuck the bottles in.
I feel like you should have to find out how well you made these.
I
Not to be
agree.
on the side of the DM here, but
Yeah,
I think
Eli,
you just
what
sort
the
of
fuck?
skipped over making Molotov cocktails.
You're supposed to. It's not hard. Carolyn, could make a Molotov cocktail. I've seen plenty of video games. I've seen plenty of video games where they make Molotov cocktails. You fucking take a bottle of booze, and then you shove a rag in it, and you light it on fire, and then you yeet it.
Niles says to Frasier, I wouldn't trust Dad to make any kind of cocktail, let alone a Molotov.
There's one thing for sure, it'll be the strongest Molotov they ever had.
All right, Carolyn, I'll let you have it, but you're gonna have to make a dex check for your the quality of the arc to throw it in.
Were you like
Are
were you, like
you
submarining it
sure?
around the corner?
Are you sure I have to make a dex check? Because I have a very bad dex. Does Niles want to? I have a -1 to dexterity.
Okay.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll do it. Can Niles
You're
throw
talking
them?
about sheet stuff. I'm talking about
I-
taking a
I
live
have-
explosive from my father who has exhibited signs of dementia earlier in this dungeon.
I'll say, Niles, will you take? I got a buck and bum leg. Will you take these and throw them at the goblins?
Rolls his eyes and says, well, if their Adam's apples closer to me, and takes and throws it immediately.
You might have to do
we
that
got
one
another
again, dude.
we got another
Yeah.
tiny horse. We got another tiny horse situation. What?
Tiny horse? Oh, tiny horse. The tiny horse. Cool.
You're completely.
Niles says something.
Yeah, I can't hear you at
Niles
all.
says something very fun. I throw it.
This is going to be the most fun for the
sounds like he throws
podcast
it.
listeners.
Tony, make a dex check. Carolyn, how many
All right.
Molotovs did you make?
3.
Great. Okay.
Podcast listeners, tweet at us and let us know what Tony just said.
What you think Tony just said?
No, they'll be able to hear it.
No, they'll hear
it.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
I rolled a 2.
It's good. It's
A
good.
2.
Well, 2 is
so-
good.
2's good.
Oh, okay.
So Niles, just full the end of a baseball movie, just chucking them up the stairs. I'm going to have the goblins make just flat out death saves. If they fail, they burn up and die immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 1. That's 2.
Oh.
That's 3. So 2 of them immediately burn up and die. The other one still catches fire and takes some damage, but isn't dead. And so smoke is now billowing out of the dungeon room, and stepping out through the flames is a hobgoblin. A little taller than your average goblin, lean muscle, red skin, like Wolverine mutton chops. And it is, if you can tell, maybe by the magical hammer that he is wielding, this might be Agog, the Goblin King.
More like the Hobgoblin King.
Nice.
Hey, Niles, do you speak Hobgoblin?
I believe I do, actually. Let me check. I do, yes.
Dang it. All right, never mind. I don't say anything.
Oh. No, you were going to tell him to kill me?
No,
Come
I was
on.
just going to say you were an
Hey.
idiot.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't think that would stop you, knowing that I speak Hobgoblin.
I say, in Hobgoblin, I say, he's weak. Just pass him by. Be gracious.
Niles just goes, he makes that face.
Yeah.
That kind of David Hyde Pierce face. Listen, I have 2 more of these Molotovs that Martin
I
made?
assumed you threw. I had you throw all 3.
Yeah, you threw all of them.
Oh, boo! You should have said that at the time, or I
I
should have
said
paid
that.
attention better. Oh, well, then, Carolyn, you screwed me on this one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Damn. All right. Well, okay. I guess then, as he's coming down the hallway, or as he's facing us, I would like to cast a spell, and I think that the only thing that's useful to me here is magic missile again. Yeah. Okay.
You can. That is your final casting of that for the day.
How big is the hammer, by the way?
It's a 2-handed like war hammer. A real like Final Fantasy hammer.
Oh, okay. So difficult to forge with. I have new respect for whatever his name was.
That's how you make metal maps.
Yeah. Yeah, you need a lot of force.
It all makes
to
sense
make a
in the
map.
context of the fantasy world.
Yeah.
Am I able to get some distance and then cast magic missile, or am I getting greedy?
Is this dwarf's magic map making hammer just basically a big stamp? Like does it just
Yeah,
have the
baby.
map we need on it? And he's
Yes.
just stamping it onto sheets of metal?
Yes.
That's
And that's why he needs his
amazing.
magic hammer, because he just doesn't actually know the map.
Okay.
Okay.
It's magic.
I'm glad we've established that.
Yes, Niles, you can make a run for it. I'll let you run back out into the room and cast magic missile.
Okay, I want
so go ahead
to
and-
run and then basically cast it over my shoulder while still making a horrible David I. Pierce face.
Great. That's D6 plus 1 damage.
Seems you've hit the
D6.
limits of your courage then, Niles.
I'll wait to see if I hit him hard before I say anything cool, and I don't. That's a 1 plus 1.
It's unfortunately it hits him like in the side, and does not full Terminator, doesn't slow him down at all.
I turn to Frasier and I say, "Why don't you limit how much you are speaking to me, brother?" It's not very cool, his retort. Not because I can't think of anything clever. I can think of a lot of clever stuff, but Niles has some trouble.
I'd like to think it's time to break out the secret weapon, the trump card. I would say that, first of all, scrambled eggs are quite slippery. And also, tossed salad I would assume there's dressing. And maybe even like an olive oil based, maybe a vinaigrette, which is very slick. So I'll go, well, here goes, and I'll just fire, and it just you hear this like,
oh god,
just like, just shooting out lettuce and vinaigrette and scrambled eggs all over the corridor.
Eli trying to make wet egg noises with his mouth is something that's
it sounds like a sprinkler, really.
It's truly gonna live in my mind forever.
It just sounds like a cash machine. That's a little
Agog is marching his way through this now torrent of wet eggs and lettuce and oil-based dressings. Maybe an olive hits him in the face.
No olives. They're terrible. I hate olives.
This has got to give it like
that seems like an Eli thing and not like a Frasier.
But it's Frasier would love olives because they're like that kind of nasty rich people pickled food,
Oh, they're good as hell, baby.
I love olives.
Nasty shits, nasty little grapes. Don't like them. Sour grapes.
Okay, so Agog steps on a loose piece of lettuce, failed his save versus spells. Just eats shit. Foot up over the head, gongs his head on the side of the wall. Just, oh fuck!
Can I?
The hammer goes flying, sliding through the tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Right to Niles' feet.
I stab him in the Adam's apple with a knife.
Is that what
I'm waiting
we're
for you
doing?
to just say yes. Yeah.
Hey, should I work actively against our party again? Because he has to run down a tunnel filled with tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
What? No, you told me that he slid to my feet.
No, the hammer
slid
to your feet.
Oh, the hammer. Oh, well, in that case, I don't do that other stuff.
You stab it.
I don't
in
at
Adam's
all.
apple.
Yeah.
Amiability makes a good point that the oil might be flammable from the salad dressing. So we might.
I'll allow it.
And then we might have. So it might be catching on fire soon from the fire in the other room. So that's something to think about. And
I'll allow it.
Can you imagine how terrifying cooking would be if olive oil caught on fire?
It can catch. Olive oil can catch on fire. It's a relatively low burn point for oil.
Yeah, it would smoke up. This would truly smoke
It would smoke up.
Yeah.
It would, smoke up.
I have a really good spell for us then, if that is the case. Is weak little Niles strong enough to just drag the hammer on the other side of this gate? Because
it's just like a Captain America's
kind
of thing.
Yeah, I would like to just like pull the hammer to the other side real fast so I could cast Hold Portal, which will magically hold shut a gate, a door, a window, or like anything that it can be.
Yeah.
Just to hold this guy trapped in this now burning area.
Right. So the portcullis drops and is now stuck magically. Nog is like coming to from like his concussion on the. He's like, what is? My hammer! And looks back as the fire from the room is now spreading into the hallway. What do you do?
Well, we can't. I got the sense that the elevator would break if we got back into it.
Nah, that was just for.
Oh, that was just like the sound. It was just a cricket.
No, go down the elevator.
Okay, then we're gonna run and go down the elevator. But I would like to. Martin doesn't want to see this goblin like burn to death necessarily. So he's going to try and fire one arrow through the portcullis to try and kill him and give him a quick death.
Niles has caused 2 slow deaths during this game so far.
What is Martin? What is the moment of this mercy kill? You can just have it.
He just looks down at Eddie and goes, "Close your eyes," and then takes this skull bow and fires away, and it just goes straight into the hobgoblin's brain.
Yeah.
Like
I'm getting very scared of Niles. Like Frasier's actually, as a psychologist or psychiatrist, like is really kind of having. This is like he's going. This is kind of, I feel like this is Niles' like Will Graham moment where it's like, oh, are you the killer? Like, maybe it's for Hannibal watchers, I guess. And then you're like, Niles, interesting choices today. Maybe able to share that rare wine at The Hague when they try you.
I lost everybody.
Oh, hey, yeah,
Who's
Brian,
bad?
you just cut out a little bit, but your video's frozen, which is also fun.
Meanwhile, Niles he slaps his dad on the back and he says, like, "Nice shot, Dad. Just a few inches away and you would have got him right in the Adam's apple. Bullseye."
Martin, like, is really, he's pretty proud of Niles. He's like, you finally get some hair on your chest, which for an elf is a very rare thing. So I'm proud of you, son.
I understand, Dad. Your days in the police, they were all about murdering people, and it's great.
I was a park ranger, not a cop. Fuck the cops. Fucking goddamn
What?
pigs.
How great! They let you murder people in parks now? Wonderful!
Yeah, they let you fucking run red lights too, you fucking cops.
I was just going to say that elves do have chest hair. It's just really long and blonde and silky. It's really
long?
nasty. Yeah, it's really long. Yeah, it goes all the way down. Like, just
it's like 4 feet. You have to kind of tuck it down a pant leg.
Yeah, they can braid it.
That's disgusting.
Wow. Tell that to the elves.
We pick back up. We pick back up with you guys back in the Forge of the Mapsmith. This stout dwarf with his big red beard gratefully receives the hammer back. And he's like, it's a bottle of wine you were looking for, yes?
Yes.
Yes, we were looking for the bottle of wine, which has a name that we will tell to you now. Once Brian reveals
it definitely has a name, and I know it. It would be silly to say it because we all know it.
King Charles Shaw.
Very good.
So he does a little magic to his hammer, which, as it basically, like, the head of the hammer becomes this giant stamp of a map, and then he lifts it. I hit my microphone. Lifts it high up over the anvil, striking a sheet of metal, which then, like, the map burns into the metal, and then like tinfoil, it just rolls up into a convenient little map package. You have the map to this bottle of wine, and next session we can see you go get it. What's the final shot for this week?
I'm talking to Martin about my concerns about Niles.
And Martin is not paying attention because he doesn't think that psychology is real, 1, and then 2, he's like, I never got any cheese today, and he's pretty hungry, so.
Did Niles ever wet the bed as a young boy? Any trouble with
you
fires?
both went to bed for years until you're about 15. You don't remember that?
Not me. I'm not the subject of conversation, Dad.
Cut to Niles, who's making snow angels in guts.
Great. We Seattle, we love you. And that's TV&D this week. Join us next time so we can see them finally get this bottle of wine.
Yeah. Or
Yay.
I'll die suddenly at Niles' hand.
Or everyone will die suddenly at Niles' hand. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Hey, did we get any subscribers this week that we should shout out?
We did.
There's still time.
We did have a subscriber. Can you see them on
Yeah,
your?
yeah.
on your
Thank you
screen?
to Stewie811 for resubscribing. Thank you. Love you guys. Hope you all stay safe, having fun. Well, we shall. Thank you for the 30 bits, amiability. Thank you for following Farty Hands. And
Oh,
yeah, got a lot of stuff going on.
Heck yeah. Hey, make sure to check out our Discord. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, TV&D Show. And hey, listen to the podcast wherever you get podcasts.
yeah, soon. Well, if
Soon.
you're listening to this is the podcast, then it's now. And there's more. There's way more shows available. So you got lucky. You're a lucky boy or girl or non-binary person. You're a lucky little one. You are.
You're a lucky little one. That's it for us this week, everybody. Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.